am fan.
I apologize sincerely. I did not mean to cut you off. I was just trying to give the viewers what they came for, and that is our countenances.
Countenance eye.
I'm doing very well, thank you. Got to go to work in an hour and watch YouTube videos and get paid for it while selling liquor. You know,
I've heard of worse professions.
Yeah, I've done worse professions. How are you today?
Phantasmal, sir.
That's a made-up word. That's cool.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's
all
good
words
to know.
are made up words.
It's good to know that you were phantasmal. Welcome everybody to Player Profiler News Primetime Friday with Brendan Booth and Justin Curry, aka bigz and Chev. Presented to you by Fast Draft. Use promo code Booth BOOTH for up to a $25 deposit match when you download Fast Draft and deposit your first $25 and play. We've got there's a possibility we're going to get into a segment in a little bit where I'm going to share my screen recording of a Fast Draft. If you want to draft faster with Fast Draft. Available at fastdraft.app. I'm not shamelessly plugging it. I'm just plugging it because it's a great game, and there are 3 games going right now. We got the Flex 4. That's all the players. We got the Origins, which is just the rookies, and then we have a DFS side. And the one that I'm going to share is from the Origins draft. I do have a couple to share. Origins is great. We got a message from somebody yesterday who did a deep dive on the ownership portfolios, and somehow there's a certain percentage of ownership of UC Davis running back Lan Larison. And I was like, yeah, that's just me and Chev.
Yep. Just literally me pushing Lan Larison. Pushing Lan Larison like Pusha T was pushing those bricks.
Because he's down in like the 600s or something like that in the players list.
You have to add him to your queue.
Right. You have to type in his name, or search far enough or whatever. Anyway, we have a bunch of stuff to get to. We are currently doing a live results watch of the tight ends running the 40-yard dash at the combine. And the reason that that's important, and I think I talked about this last week.
Bring it to them. Bring them the knowledge, bigz.
The 40-yard dash is the number one corollary to production for the tight ends. And so what we're looking for is the fastest guy. Now, so far, we've got some of the measurables that are in. Harold Fannin Jr. recorded a 34-inch vertical jump and a 9-foot 10-inch broad jump.
Don't love that so much.
Well, he's currently number 1, it looks like, because none of the other ones have done anything. Colson Loveland is not going to participate. Elijah Arroyo hurt himself at the Senior Bowl. He's not going to participate. As far as the weights are concerned, Tyler Warren came in at a beefy 256, and that's a negative corollary.
All right, so we have to add a little color to the picture here. We discussed this offline. The average weight of the top 5 tight ends in 2024 was 244.
Yeah.
So, and that's with Brock Bowers kind of skewing it towards the lower end with a weight of 230. So every other tight end was at least 245 pounds. And the lightest
weight is a minus 0.21 corollary with production. And that's not good. Fannin came in at 241, Loveland at 248, Mason Taylor at 251, Elijah Arroyo at 250. I want to say Oronde Gadsden Jr. or Oronde Gadsden II, is in the 244 range.
Ooh, I
so
like that.
He's right there. And then longest arms were Loveland, of course, he's like the tallest as well.
Well,
6
Warren's
foot.
the tallest, right?
No, Warren came in at 6'5'4", and Loveland was 6'5'6".
Ooh, interesting. So we had Tyler Warren from the jump. We've measured Tyler Warren at 6'6" and like 260, if I'm not mistaken. Probably like Penn State measurements or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. Right. So him being 6'5" and Loveland being taller than him is an interesting development in my mind.
Yeah.
Even it's fractions of a fraction, like you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference unless one of them's got like a really big head or something like that.
But again, you don't want to be tall and heavy for NFL production. So as far as that goes, those are strikes for me against Tyler Warren.
I can't move Tyler. I watch Tyler Warren too much. I can't move him down
Sure.
because he's a big boy.
We have a couple guys who have been absolutely destroying the combine. Maxwell Hairston, cornerback out of Kentucky, ran a 4.28. And then Nick Emenwori out of South Carolina has a 91 athleticism score. The dude literally broke the combine.
Perfect 10 RAS score.
Yeah. Somebody did a profile, an RAS comparable at all the different positions, and he was like just behind Calvin Johnson if he had been a wide receiver, the best safety ever. Like, I mean, just like literally destroyed everything. Let me see if I can. Why can't I want to let me call him up?
Yeah, Madden God Obi Melifonwu would probably be the only guy even close to his category.
Obi, my guy, Raiders legend.
Listen, those genetics in the Melifonwu family are insane.
Yeah, little brother plays for Detroit or used to.
All
right, so
Ifiatu. Pardon me to the Melifonwu lineage.
I had such high hopes for Obi. All right, so we got Nick Emenwori, overall score of 85, production score of 82, athleticism score of 91, which is ridiculous. He had a 1.49 10-yard split, and Malachi Starks was 1.51. He had a 4.38 40 time. He hit 23.53 miles per hour, according to AWS Next Gen Stats. 43-inch vertical jump. Malachi Starks is a very athletic individual, and he had a 33-inch.
Right.
11
this
foot
is the difference
6 inch
between
broad.
a regular, really good NFL player and like, a super soldier, pretty much.
Right. Came in at 6'3", came in at 220 pounds. 220 pounds, and he got that up 43 inches, and he got that up to 23.53 miles an hour. That's ridiculous.
There's going to be a 30 for 30 on how good this South Carolina defense is, like just in terms of what they put into the NFL in 2024.
Yeah,
they're going to have to do a 30 for 30 on it.
They got a bunch of dudes, and he had 32.5-inch arms, which by far led the class. He's the tallest also, but completely smoked everybody. That's a specimen. We're talking like Bo Jackson levels of athleticism here.
So they compared him to DK Metcalf's measurables on the broadcast earlier, and it was pretty jarring.
It's he's a specimen, just like DK, just like Calvin Johnson, just like all the guys that they were comparing him to. He is like that elite level. All right, so let's get to the news. We have a few news items. Thank you. Left over from the last week. The biggest one, there was a huge shakeup in the quarterback landscape earlier today. The Raiders have decided not to sign Desmond Ritter's tenure, so they are releasing him into free agency.
I love that you did that. I love that you did that.
That's called the Okido. No, Matthew Stafford re-signed with the Rams, and talks about Matthew Stafford to the Raiders post his lunch with Tom Brady were heating up. I had my kid in our text messages just debating with me over and over. He was like, I want Stafford, and he beat and I'm like, stop it. No, it's not going to happen. It's not like he had lunch with Tom Brady, so suddenly he's going to be like, stop. And then thankfully today the Rams signed him. However, on my Raiders show that we recorded last night that was scheduled to drop today, the drop was announced on Twitter with a Matt Stafford thumbnail. Could he be a Raider? 15 minutes before the news came out that
it's phantasmal.
Yeah, so thank you. Matthew Stafford back with the Rams. Anybody who was having questions about Puka Nakua's status as a possible top 5 wide receiver in fantasy, put those to rest. I always forget we have comments.
Yeah, I just turned them on and looked.
A1, listen while driving to Dallas. Have fun in Dallas. There's a barbecue spot that I went to in Dallas in New Elm, and barbecue. I had myself a nice little day. I went to the Alamo Drafthouse Theater and by myself. I do enjoy going to movies by myself. I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It was the first day of release, and got the Quentin Tarantino burger, and then I had a nice little dalliance with the barbecue space, and had the best barbecue beef rib I've ever had in my life, and that turned me into a barbecue beef rib is the best barbecue. I was a pork shoulder guy, but now I'm fully bought in on the beef rib.
Yeah, no, barbecue beef ribs are different.
Yeah,
like I enjoy those a great deal. Now there is a place in Fort Worth if you are to venture there. For those of you weary travelers that you want to go to, called Himes. They have the best burnt ends that I've ever had in my tenure in living in Texas. So,
okay,
you like burnt ends? Do that.
I do like burnt ends. Is it Pecan Lodge? No. Yes, it's Pecan Lodge. So A1, when you're in Dallas, go to Pecan Lodge.
Spare ribs are dope too, Dynasty Dave.
Yes. We'll get to that. Currently waiting for an Origins Fast Draft to start. Obsessed. I have one that you were in with me. You had the number 1 pick, and I had a really good draft. I can share that later too. Give me all the latest scoops. I missed everything today. Well, Jamie, the Cleveland Browns signed Justin Fields today. So your long nightmare is I'm kidding. That didn't happen.
No,
I'm just messing with
you. You got to let it go for a little bit longer so we can get him flooding the comments with
all I needed was the drop for the reaction. All right, Dynasty Dave is in the house. He is ready to party. It looks like combine season, baby. Yes, we're watching it right now. And I can't get enough. Doran Dickerson and Vernon Davis have the fastest 40 times in history at 4.4.
We know who one of those guys is.
What?
I said we know who one of those guys is.
Yeah, Doran Dickerson from Pitt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's who I was talking about.
Spare ribs are Dave's favorite. That's what I was.
See, we could have let it roll for like another solid 15 or 20 seconds.
That's fantastic. All right. The other news at the quarterback position is that the New York Giants are entertaining the idea of bringing in a veteran quarterback, and that would be a perfect landing spot for Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather not. I don't need to see Aaron Rodgers in the New York media anymore. We've seen that movie. We've seen. Well, here's the thing. Now, I believe that Aaron Rodgers is not cooked. I just don't think that he's the generational talent thrower of the football that he used to be. He's just kind of a really, really good thrower of the football now.
Sure.
And his belief is still that he is the generational one, and so he hasn't adapted to the new reality. And so, if obviously, if is a very powerful drug. I mean, we've seen legendary athletes just not really catch on to the fact that like it's getting late early, big dog. So if he makes those adjustments and kind of allows, listen, him with Malik Neighbors. I mean, we've seen what he did with Greg Jennings and Jordy Nelson. Him with Malik Neighbors, where they're already force feeding him a rookie record for targets. I think it's maybe the 9th most targets in a season all time, period. Like,
don't forget Garrett Wilson last year.
Right. The first 7 games of the season before Devontae got there, he was on pace to break the target record, which is 205 held by Marvin Harrison Sr. So I think that could work. I don't have any issues with it working. I just don't really want him in another media market where they suck and we have to watch him and talk about him way more than we should.
Right. He also made Alan Lazard fantasy relevant for a very short period of time.
He made Robert Tonyan fantasy relevant. He's one of the 3 most talented quarterbacks that we've ever seen. And he's my personal favorite quarterback of all time. But I also am obligated to tell you that this isn't the same guy from 2011 to 2015. This is not the same guy, but he's still really good.
Oh my God, no, forget the New York Giants talk. We have breaking news from Jamie Pirog. The Raiders have just signed Aaron Rodgers to a 4-year deal.
Do you think that they'll do like nap time in Pete Carroll's office?
Only if Aaron gets to be the big spoon. So yeah.
All right, we got the fastball today. I see. Okay. All right, bud.
So, yeah, I'm primed. I've been Schultze and Greinberg and I have the original fantasy forecast group chat that has now grown into the Wolf Pack with Chev and Jeremiah and Brian Hartman, others. But we still keep that little corner of the internet to ourselves. And I was ripping them off today. Like just bringing heat. All right. Harold Fannin Jr., 6'3" and a quarter, 241 pounds, about to run the 40. We want to see sub 4.5 here. What let's go.
He's not right. He'll run like 4.65, I would bet.
I'd be happy with amazing people. What's up, Chef?
It's been a while since we had you in the comments, brother. Glad to have you back.
4.73. That is not great.
No.
Maybe he just kind of stumbled.
No, I mean I'm looking at it right now. It is.
Oof.
He's just not as like twitchy as you would like. But what shows up on film is it's hard to explain. So it's not that he's very explosive on the field. He's got game speed, but it's also not like watching Evan Ingram at Ole Miss. You're not going to mistake him for the best athlete on the field. He just understands how to get open. I mean, 137 yards against Penn State, over 100 yards against Texas A&M. Like we know what he can do. Good 40 here from Terrence Ferguson, by the way.
From who?
Terrence Ferguson, Oregon tight end.
I missed it.
Yeah.
You look away for 1 second. Thomas Fedone out of Nebraska, watched him at the Senior Bowl, and he showed up a little bit. I'm also interested to see Mason Taylor and what he does.
Me too.
A lot of people don't know this, but Mason Taylor's dad is Jason Taylor. Get it? Jason Mason Taylor.
Do
Taylor.
You know who his uncle is?
His mom's brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know who that happens to be?
I don't know who that
Zach Thomas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, and there you have it.
Yeah. So I mean, so he's got the double NFL lineage just coursing through his veins.
Right. I am huge on and Anthony Beck's son. and his NFL bloodlines. Luke McCaffrey was drafted higher than he should have been because of his bloodlines. Brendan Rice is in the NFL because of his bloodlines, and Mason Taylor has a doble. That's Spanish for double.
We got fooled by that Brendan Rice. I watched him at the Senior Bowl last year, and I was like, "This is a guy. This is a guy. We're gonna do it. It's happening." And then it just didn't happen.
Well, he's more athletic than Jerry Rice was.
Yeah,
which was
but
the crazy thing.
You could put Jerry Rice's numbers next to anybody at a combine and be like, if you took the name off, you'd be like, I don't want anything to do with that guy.
Right. Yeah, and the other thing, Luke McCaffrey was more athletic than Christian in the combine.
George Pickens. Oh wow. Okay. All right. That's what we're doing today, Jamie. Okay.
I'm worried Fannin will end up like Mayer, and he doesn't have the profile that Mayer did.
But he does have the incredible ability to catch the ball.
So does Mayer.
They're related. Also, Pickens is there we go. Hey, tell the truth, Jamie.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty strong. All right, we got Gunnar Helm, and he 493.
Oh wow, that is so much worse than I could have imagined. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, that's
wow. I'm watching it right now. This is not. Oh wow.
It looks like a witch took his athleticism away with a spell.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we want you to jog this, and we'll pretend like you're running full speed.
Have you ever seen a kid who is like 13 or 14 years old and started at like 5'8" and had a growth spurt over the summer, and then suddenly is 6'5" and trying to play basketball? That's what Gunnar Helm looks like.
That's exactly what he looked like. That's exactly what he looked like. So this is really interesting. I think, I think that we're gonna have to adjust our expectations with some of these guys. I mean, obviously with Colston Loveland, with Tyler Warren, with Elijah Arroyo not testing, we don't get what some people would consider to be the top three outside. I mean, I've got Harold Fannin tight end too. Just I couldn't get past what he's put on film, but he's going to get dinged some because of this 40, unless he comes out and runs sub 4.65 here, which you usually don't see that big of a deviation or a delta between the two times. So I'm interested. I mean, if he cracks 4.6, I'll be happy here.
Oronde Gadsden II is the one that I have been the most interested in. And by all accounts,
going to run?
He's going to do everything.
Okay, perfect. Because that's another guy that you've been beating the drum. I've mentioned, like, I sent out a tweet from our account that a while back that went viral. I mean, it had like 80,000 views, and people were like, "This is the best tight end in the draft that nobody's talking about." So we are the news desk on Fridays is in Oronde Gadsden II stand show, and we get to see it.
So I'm looking at this draft score over on NFL.com. They have Tyler Warren at 6.77, Loveland at 6.7, Harold Fannin at 6.23, Gunnar Helm at 6.22, and Gadsden at 5.86. What is their criteria? And then when we look at the Next Gen Stats athletic score, Tyler Warren is elite at 94, Colston Loveland at 81, Fannin at 81, Mason Taylor at 79, Gadsden up to 76. So at least like they recognize his athleticism. But Gunnar Helm is still like there, right around Terrence Ferguson.
Here's the thing: if you've done any sort of film breakdown on these guys, there's no question about who the most athletic looking tight ends on film are. And Gunnar Helm does not find himself in that number. Like, let's be completely transparent about that.
Right. And he got a lot of pre-Senior Bowl steam, which was
well, I mean, he represented himself well in the SEC championship and in the college football playoffs. He did well. He played the position well. I think when we did Dynasty Stock Market, we we both were like, yeah, I mean, I think I said that there's an element of Jason Witten to his game where it's not, you don't really understand how it happens. He just continually finds himself between the defender and the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Like
a
a boxer outer.
yeah.
Jamie says, also just realized I forgot to smash the like button. Well, do it. And also, thank you for reminding everybody else to smash that like button. Don't hurt yourself, but smash it. Another guy that I'm interested in seeing how things play out is Luke Lachey. And the reason that I say that is because
You stole
I'm
it.
a, I'm a helmet scout.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
I think I mentioned this. I can't remember where I mentioned this at, but yeah, Luke Lachey is a guy that I'm really looking forward to seeing. Helmet scout, another NFL legacy guy. His father played tackle, and his interviews, his responses to some of the questions at the Senior Bowl were just top notch. I mean, him wanting to be a traditional tight end and taking pride in blocking, which it's Iowa. He's an Iowa tight end. Like,
yeah.
that they're coming in outside of Noah Fant, which Noah Fant like tried. He just didn't have enough rocks in his pocket.
Yeah.
No, I love that though. He ran a stick and nod at the Shrine Bowl where he just left the guy in the dust, and I was like, okay, you had my curiosity because of your helmet. Now you got my attention.
Ooh, that's good. It looks like they have gone through all of the tight ends, unless there's two groups. There has to be two groups.
Yeah, there's got to be two groups. I mean, this is one of the deepest tight end classes we've had in years, so I don't really see how we could just do one group of tight ends. And it's only 6:30, so I don't think this is supposed to end.
Yeah. What we had a question in the comments about North Carolina tight end Bryson Nesbitt. What happened to him? I don't know. He's not
Did he just
participating in
pull
the
up?
combine.
No. He's participating. He just ran.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
I can't find him in my list of combine participants.
Yeah, no, he just ran. I was looking at it and I looked at the screen and he ran and I didn't catch the time there.
4.89.
He ran a 4.89.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least he's fast on College Football 25.
Fair.
I was pretty keyed up because he's like 86 speed tight end, man. Like that's pretty good. That's good. You can get up the seam with that. You can get some separation on like drag routes and stuff.
We do also have to kind of like keep context and relativity in mind. And we say the production correlation with the 40-yard dash. Everybody is coming in at like 4.6, 4.7 or 4.7, 4.8. CJ Dupree, he was at the Senior Bowl. He just blasted out a 4.7. The fastest time so far is Terrence Ferguson at 4.64. That has to move Terrence Ferguson up your draft board. It has to,
so?
Because of the way that metrics work.
Just his inconsistency on film. Like, obviously, we know the tools are there. That's a if you're talking about, a guy kind of in the mold of a Rondé Gaston, there's a guy there with tools, right? But he's very inconsistent. Who is this giant? Mitchell Evans. Goodness gracious. Where does Notre Dame find these tight ends?
They call Notre Dame.
Yeah, they walk around schools with a cutout of Michael Mayer, and they're like, they've got a life-size fat head of Michael Mayer, and they stand people next to it. It's like, are you this size?
Yeah, the Notre Dame recruiting budget doesn't involve travel expenses. It involves flying families in expenses.
Yeah, I mean that's just
like
that's been the NIL has been such a windfall for them.
Like Mike Krzyzewski and Dean Smith when they were at Duke in North Carolina, they didn't have to go out on the road and go like talk to kids. They just had to sit there and answer the phone. He stumbled again. Harold Fannin stumbled coming out of the gate, 4.72. I think he just has a bad start. but I'll bet you his 20-yard split is going to be good, and his total miles per hour is going to be good too.
So we got to get him in drills. That's what we need. We need to get him in drills.
Yeah, and they're now comping him to Julius Thomas.
Oh, that's I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think I've said that on more than one occasion. It's like Julius Thomas. I said Isaiah Likely. He might not be as athletic as Isaiah Likely is.
Terrence Ferguson. He didn't jump off the page at the Senior Bowl. Like, he was there, and I saw him. I didn't realize he was a Canelo because he had his helmet on. That means cinnamon in Spanish.
Yeah. No, we're on the same page.
I was telling the viewers.
I
almost said it. I can't say it on.
Listen, he's just so like, this is the type of thing. This is how you get fired as a GM, because you go and look at the good plays of Terrence Ferguson, and then you're like, oh, this guy could make a few Pro Bowls and like be a stalwart for us. And you look at the bad stuff, and it's like, this guy should be playing at like Southern Nazarene of Oregon University of the Western Hemisphere.
Yeah, that's they're pretty good though. Underrated football squad, good coaching staff.
Yeah, I mean, home of Ladarius Shadarius, so no shade. No shade to Ladarius Shadarius.
I can't believe he's not at the combine. All right, let's do this. Let me share this.
Bring it.
All right, so this is a fast draft. It's a best ball revolution. So I had the number 1 pick. I didn't have a choice. I had to go with Tet. That's not true. I did have a choice. I had all of the choices.
Yeah,
I went Tet.
You had all the choices, man. Like, what? You know how I feel about this.
And Johnny Tuma gets auto-drafted Shedeur Sanders. Cody Carpentier gets auto-drafted Travion Henderson. And then KG grabs Caleb Johnson right in front of Chev. Oh, no. What's Chev going to do about it?
I think I'm actually one of the 2 live people in this draft. So
you weren't live in this one.
Huh?
You weren't live in this one.
Oh, wait, this is the one. You dirty dog. You dirty dog. You're just gonna make me look like this make me look like this on Al Gore's internet like this.
And then Luther Burden ahead of Ibuka. Then Warren goes, and then it wraps around.
Just gonna have me looking like. So I was driving to work while this was taking place, and it sends me the notification, and I try to pop in, and I think I pop in 2, 1, and no, I auto drafted. Okay, perfect. So what do we do here? Travis Hunter. Okay. Yeah. So listen, that's my wide receiver 1 in the draft.
Sure. If that's what he's gonna do.
If he gets drafted by the Browns, that's what he's going to do, apparently.
I tweeted a text earlier this morning that said, or maybe it was last night, I don't remember. Travis Hunter is the best cornerback in the draft, and he's also the best wide receiver in the draft.
Yes, concur.
So I really hated the 101 position here, because everybody that I like was just kept going. So I had to like reach into my bag, and this is one of the reasons I'm kind of upset about Harold Fannin running slow. Is I drafted him, and in my portfolio, I tweeted this yesterday. I have Harold Fannin and Oronde Gadsden in 100% of my Origins drafts.
I mean, that's an entirely possible thing to do.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Let's see if it pays off for him.
So then we had the 3rd round reversal, which meant I didn't get to double up on my picks. And so Jalen Noel was gone, and everybody that I like.
Jaden Higgins is long gone at this point.
And that Dylan Sampson just staring me in the face. There goes Higgins.
Right before me. Right before you. Just straight punishment.
So getting sniped Here I go back to the queue. Whoop. And I don't remember who Gadsden and then Savion Williams. But having Dylan Sampson sniped and then Jaden Higgins sniped like 2 rounds in a row it hurt me. So there is a reason that I have so much interest in Harold Fannin and Oronde Gadsden. I think both of them are athletic enough to immediately be in the fantasy relevance as rookie tight ends, which doesn't happen very often. Chev then kind of redeems himself by grabbing Jack Besh, who we like, and I don't know why the camera did that. But I'm going to go ahead and pull this one. Okay, so that's a little tasty taste of Fast Draft. And I have another one, and we have time to do it. So maybe I should go grab it. And yeah. So it doesn't need to play now. So we do have the second group of tight ends, or no, this is still the first group. Joshua Simon from South Carolina is about to run. Brittany, this is the one where you had the 101, if you're still watching. All right. And so I don't know what happened to Chev. He might have had an emergency. So I'll just get into this. But as far as that team goes, as far as that team goes that I drafted, I'm going to share with you all. That was okay. That had to be this one. Nope. Yep. So I finished that by taking Savion Williams, and then I grabbed Raheem Sanders, Rocket Sanders, and then my guy that you've all heard before, Lan Larison out of UC Davis. That's kind of an honorary pick. I don't think he's going to produce. I just wanted to take him to say that I had. And then Chev finished off with Jack Besh, Trevor Etienne, and Callum Mullings. I really like Jack Besh and Trevor Etienne in this draft. All right. So then we have this next one. And I had a better draft slot. So we get Brittany Foxworth starting off with Ashton Genty, and then Hampton goes. And I got to go way later. So the FF Scout takes Shedeur Sanders. Now, one of the things about Fast Draft that you can do is make sure that your top 12 players, and so I wanted to take Caleb Johnson. I settled for Emeka Egbuka. But one of the things that you can do is when you do your rankings, make sure that the top 12 of your rankings are guys that you want, and then you don't get drafted guys that you don't when you put in your turbo modes. So I started off with Emeka Egbuka and Trey Harris. Dev sent me a message. And you can see that on the screen. So in that last one, you finished strong with Trevor Etienne and Jack Besh, and then Callum Mullings. So you may have redeemed yourself.
How do we feel about Kyle L. Mullings?
I don't have an opinion yet. He is so low in this 30 RB class that I just haven't gotten to him yet.
That's fair.
So yeah, so I had the 10th pick, I want to say. So basically the same draft spot that you had in the last one that I shared. I was able to start it off with Emeka and Trey Harris. And then I get the 3rd round reversal coming up here. And I want to say I grabbed Fannin again.
The Fannin.
in the third round. Woody Marks goes. So I wanted to start, I like starting off with wide receivers just because of their potential to score. Yeah, I went with Fannin.
It's wild, the shift in the NFL, the fantasy landscape over the last 15 years. You know, prior rookie drafts, it would be the running backs got to go. I mean, got to get your running backs early. And now, I mean, just like real.
Yeah, and this is also best ball. So, I mean, you're going to, what you want to load up on is the guys who are going to be scoring a lot of points. And a lot of times you don't have there are only a few running backs who have the potential to have a 40-point day or a 30-point day. There are many more wide receivers that have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah. Check the comments there.
Uh-oh. I do. I really do. You could say I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm obsessed with, the only tight end I'm obsessed with is the University of Regina tight end, Noah Theodore Olivier.
This is not the place. Look at that. I grabbed another tight end. Yeah, I have
sensational.
I have a type, and they got to be tight.
Ooh, Brashard Smith at the 5-1.
Yeah, and he was the one that I was hoping to grab next. I saw his name, and I was like, all right, I'm going to get Gadsden here. I'm going to get Brashard Smith. So I just went with Jordan James.
I like Jordan James too, but I'm bricked up in the cement aisle about Brashard Smith. You know this.
I know you are. Do you have K's in the house?
Oh, back-to-back Taj Brooks, LaQuint Allen. Love both of those guys.
Two other guys that you're bricked up for. Has the thought crossed your mind that there are so many running backs in this class that if you like, say, 10, there's not a chance that all 10 of them are going to produce because there's so many.
Correct. Yes. We are going to be looking back with egg on our face about so many people. I mean, like, Brashard Smith, if he's a 6th-round pick and never gets a real chance, like, I'm going to look like an idiot for touting him all offseason because he's never going to get a real shot.
Yeah, and there are so many running backs who could do it. So you could take probably four to 5 tiers of 5 running backs in each group and make the claim, well, if they came out in another year, they would have been top 10 running backs and they would have had NFL jobs. There's 25 of those guys. It's ridiculous.
Right. I mean,
right.
I think,
So then with my final pick, I took too long on the clock. Look at this. I'm struggling. Raheem Rocket, let's go.
Rocket, yes. I'm so excited to watch him run tomorrow.
What am I looking for? Oop. All right. That's that. That's the fast draft. If you want to draft faster,
fast draft.
So I thought that was kind of more fun than playing the fast draft commercials.
Sure.
And if you liked that and you want to see more, I can start doing that more, and go ahead and drop a comment below that you want to see that. What do we look like? Sponsored by Subway?
You get excited about those footlongs, don't you, Jamie? Extra roast beef this time.
When was the last time you got a Subway sandwich and didn't go double meat?
I couldn't tell you because I'm an adult I'm a growing boy that needs double meat.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was probably in high school. It was probably the time before the first time I was like, you can order double meat? Because I like a meaty sandwich. I like, like Katz's Deli in New York, where it's like a cow's worth of pastrami between two small half slices of rye bread. That's like my ideal sandwich. Like bread is just so that you don't get your fingers dirty. And by the time the meat juices and mayonnaise break everything down, your hands are dirty anyway. That's the way a sandwich should be, in my opinion. You can tell I'm not a small boy. And I just look, what? What? So double meat at Subway. That's what I do. And we're not here to shill for Subway. We're here to watch this Harold Fannin Jr. rep. He gets he looks so much better.
Yeah, that's yeah, he looks so much better than CJ Dupree or whatever his name is.
No, I meant then, like when he came out of his 2-point stance or whatever, he looked more fluid and comfortable than when he was running the 40 than the 40 start.
Yeah, I mean, he's a real football player. He's not going to look, he's not going to look great testing. It's weird. It's real strange, this case with Harold Fannin Jr.
Thomas. Oh, here goes Gadsden. He didn't run the 40.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. That's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Nice tracking job. Oop. That's a bad tracking job. It's when they do these drills, it's funny when they have like a drop, because I always in my head kind of relate and think what I would be thinking, because they show the camera as they're walking back to the drill origin, and ooh, that was a bad throw, and Lachey made it work. And you can't, a lot of times you can't read their faces, but I would be like, God damn it, my career is over. I just ruined everything, because you get 3 chances. And if, you drop one that you tracked really well, it just bricked off your hands. That's gotta be bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I mean, it just, it's how well do you keep your composure after something like that, something negative like that happens. I'm sure teams will be evaluating that too.
Mason Taylor with a nice. Some of these guys have good ball tracking skills.
Who is this Super Mario looking dude that just went?
The South Carolina guy?
No, the guy before him, the other Bama tight end.
Oh, I can't pronounce his name.
Me either, but I just.
And he put Amari Knee-Black on a train out of town.
Goodness gracious. I just ordered an $18 sub only. I'm not gonna lie. This is one of the best parts of every one of these episodes. It felt weird when Jamie wasn't here last week.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've gone to recording uncovered instead of live streaming it, just because we need to have like more non-live videos, and I miss Jamie talking crap about the Raiders.
So what we're asking you to do, Jamie, is to just watch the episode with all of the things that you're going to say, and say them in the comments. Just, we're not going to respond for a while.
Yeah,
but we will respond. Just not.
Oh, I'll respond right away. I will respond right away.
I can't commit to that, Jamie, but I love you.
Let's see if we can get some. Oh, there is live results. 40-yard dash. Tight end position. So Ferguson 4.63. Joshua Simon. I am now going to do a deep dive into Joshua Simon, because I didn't know who he was until today. And he had the second fastest 40 time. And also that deep ball drill that they just ran, he looked nice. Like very smooth.
Oh, and
his ball tracking was really, really good.
He's got a curly mullet too. This guy is, he might be my favorite tight end in the class now. They told him he could be anything, so he just decided to cosplay the NFL Combine as Noah Theodore Olivier.
Let's just start calling him that.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna refer to the other tight end for Alabama as Noah Theodore Olivier, guys.
Noah Theodore Olivier. Not to take away anything from the Regina.
The Regina legend, Noah Theodore Olivier. No, I didn't know that because I don't know how to technology, Jamie.
What? I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what it means, but I love it.
Because there's 2 sections in YouTube. There is videos and live, and we don't have anything in the video. So I took it upon myself to try and be the frontier and push that. And so that's what I've been doing. All right. We're going to get out of here. I got to get to work, and we will see you guys next week. Next week, we'll have a big show. I might. So I asked everybody to put in the comments if they want to see more fast draft screen records, and DFK put a fire emoji.
That means yes. Yes.
So maybe Chev and I can both do that. And so
I'll show you all the drafts that I've won so far.
Well, yeah, any draft that I wasn't in.
Well, especially those drafts.
Yeah, because I win every. Well, no,
projections.
That's not true.
Projections.
That's not true. I don't win every real draft. I win every mock draft.
No, I win every mock draft that I'm in. So as
Except
long as
the ones that I'm in,
as long as you accept the fact that you are Cal Naughton Jr. and I'm Ricky Bobby.
Shake and bake. All right. See you guys next week.
See you guys.
Hey, I want to thank you for being part of this broadcast. If you have any thoughts on it, leave a comment. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like. And if you want to see more shows on the Player Profiler channel, subscribe to it. That's how we know you want more.
Get out of here. Do it now. You got to go to work. Do it now.